And if they allow, then you can, get the home quarantine there as well. But you must apply first.
Okay. Okay. I think that's maybe a very valuable information for those people for any. Hi, Nick. Thank you so much for giving us your precious time, and welcome back to our channel, Travel Munshi, everyone. So we are back with another video where we are talking about more into travel, because we know that a lot of travel restrictions are getting imposed and removed every now and then. So now we have Nick with us, who would share information that exactly how did he travel from India to Malaysia recently. He traveled almost a week back. He would be completing his quarantine soon, maybe in a day or two, and then he would be free to go outside as per the rules of the regulations when you travel outside the country from India or you are entering anywhere else. We will start with Nick. We will ask him exactly what was the process, how smooth or how difficult that was, and what process he started. So, Nick, thank you so much for giving us a precious time. And we understand you are in the quarantine and you must be doing lot many things. And it's not very easy to spend quarantine in a single room where you cannot interact with anyone else, at least face to face. You can definitely do that virtually as we are doing. So, first, we can start with when you started. First of all, can I know, did you get a new visa or you already had an active employment pass with you?
I already have an active employment pass.
Okay,
I have a work
that's
visa.
great.
I'm working in Malaysia, so yeah.
So
So
it
visa was
means you
not a problem.
traveled to India for some specific purpose. Now you wanted to return to Malaysia
Right.
after your travel. You already had an active pass. Okay, that's great. And after that, how did you start the process? So first process was buying a ticket, or were you looking for any approval?
No, I just bought a ticket on the website itself. Like I bought it from cleartrip.com
Okay,
because
great.
that was the one that was showing me the cheapest one at that time. So I bought it from there. It is actually Air India Express.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not Air India, but Air India Express, because these are two different airlines, you can say. Because I was confused when I was at the Delhi airport. I was standing in the line of Air India, but I asked someone, then they told me like, this is not Air India Express, and your tickets for Air India Express. So I went in that line.
Yeah, that's exactly, because when I travel, there's a specific Air India Express flights are going on for some countries, and as I know, from India to Malaysia, in the Vande Bharat mission, they are running these flights in the Air India Express. And when I came in September, we were only able to book that from the Air India Express side. But that's great to know for everyone, even for me also, that you can now book from any other app and the site also. As you told me, you booked it from ClearTrip, so maybe people can check on other sites too if they are not able to book that from Air India Express, and they can book from there as well. So that's great information. Thank you so much for that. And after that, once you bought the ticket, what was the next step? Were you looking for any approval, or did you straight away move to the home quarantine process?
No, I was actually looking for the approval. So there's a link which you can click on, or you can simply type on Google Malaysia home quarantine. So you will get the first link. Just click on that, and you will get fill up that particular form.
Affected by the COVID virus. So that would be the good thing. Suppose you always have friends, you can get accommodated somewhere else for 7 days. And then a person who is coming from India or any other place, they can just do a home quarantine on the safety and the precaution point of view. That's amazing. Nick, after this, once you applied, I think I know the entire the process, because in my previous videos, everyone, I did share that entire process, and I'll mention the link also, where I would mention that exactly where you can go and fill out the all details. So once you fill out the entire form, and after that, what was the wait time and how did you get the confirmation? Did you get the confirmation in the email or on that page itself when you submitted? Because there were a lot of people asking when they submit and they get some code. After that, I think they wait for some time. Sometimes they get little delay or something like that. So how was your experience into that?
So when I applied for the home quarantine, the process like you need to wait for 3 days. It's
Okay.
like 3 working, but I gotta wait for like almost 4 to 5 days to receive the email. So it will be on the email itself, but they will provide you a link just below your email. So you just simply click on that, and the passcode, like SSO ID, and the passcode will be there. So once you click on the link, just fill up those particular SSO, use the name and the password, and then you will be able to see the, your approval. It's approved or disapproved.
Okay, so I think you are referring to the approval status. When they do any update in your application, they send you an intimation kind of email to you on your inbox. Okay, got it. But
Right.
I think if you can little clarify on that, suppose when you submit the request at the time, first time when you went on the site, on the home quarantine, you are submitting. At that time, you get some acknowledgement. Once you are done with the submission, you get the acknowledgement. So did you get the acknowledgement real time or did you have to wait for some
Real time.
minutes? Real time. So, okay, that's great. I think because in last 2 days, I got a couple of messages on my YouTube channel that they were waiting and they did not get the code and they were waiting for the email. So I think we can just wait for a while. We will get the confirmation real time because I've heard from lot many people, they were getting the acknowledgement at the same time when they were submitting. And definitely for the approval, you have to wait for a day or two, or maybe sometimes 3, 4, or 5 days as well. So make sure in a given duration when it is asked to apply before you are traveling, make sure you have 7, 8, or 9 days to apply for the home quarantine so that you don't stay in the hurry and you get your approval. Okay, great. And now we are at the process where you got the home quarantine approval already. And now, so after this, do you only have to wait for your flight day or you have to do something else also? Any other documentation, anything else besides of your COVID test? I think now you will move to COVID test, right?
Yes. So before like 72 hours before your departure, you need to get your RT-PCR test done, and you can
Yeah.
get it done from any government hospital as well in India, because
Yeah.
I got it done from a government hospital. But make sure that you get a QR code on that particular test, because when you go to the airport in Delhi, I actually came from Delhi directly, so they will check it. They will check the QR code, and then they will approve it. Okay, this is the correct RT-PCR test.
So everybody has to make sure that whenever they're getting the COVID test done from any place, so their report should have a QR code so that people at the airport can easily verify that by the help of the QR code, right?
Right.
That's
Right.
great. And in between, was there any other process? Like when I came, I had to send some of the email with the documents to the Air India that I am traveling, and maybe a day before or 2 days before. Did you follow any process like this, or did you just go for the COVID test and went to the airport?
I just went for the COVID test. That's all.
You went for the
But
okay.
yeah, but you need all the documents, like your passport photocopy, and your flight ticket copy, and your vaccination one as well. And
Yeah.
if you have the approval, like your home quarantine is approved, then it would be great if you can carry that, because at the counter, like where they give you, your pass, they will ask for that. If you don't have it, it's okay. But if you have, it's great.
Okay, so it means you're trying to say it's good to keep all the documents handy, and that
Right.
includes the passport copy and your visa copy. Then you have your COVID test, and if you have your home quarantine approval, that's also good, along with the ticket,
Yes, and your of course flight ticket as well.
your flight ticket. So these would be the 5 documents which we need to keep when we are traveling. Definitely, these are the mandatory documents. You can keep those documents. Can we keep those documents in the form of that's like electronic, like over the phone, e-copies, or do we have to take a printout?
We have to take a printout.
Okay, so we need to make sure that we have hard copy of every document so that we can check it easily. Okay,
Correct.
great. So now suppose you have all the documents, you got your RT-PCR done, and after that you are just going to the airport. you are going to the airport, you are at the airport now. So at the airport, was there anything specific to follow, or you were just going to the boarding pass counter, getting the boarding pass and moving towards flight? How was the things at the airport?
So I just directly went to the boarding pass counter. So that's all. You don't need to follow any other thing. They will just let you know like what else you need to do. It's simple. Like once you get your boarding pass, then you go to the immigration. Once your immigration is done, then you will you will go to the checking counter or your bag check-in and all, and then you are in.
Okay, great. So it's a normal process. If you have all the documents and all the approvals, they require approvals which you have, which we discuss since starting of the video, that you can simply go to the airport and you can just move towards the boarding pass, and after that you can go to board your flight, whatever the gate numbers and things are mentioned. So once suppose you have taken flight and you have taken off from India, now you are landing at the Malaysia airport. Maybe you came at the KL, so you landed at the Kuala Lumpur airport. After when you landed, what was the first the step you had to follow? What did you do?
So yeah, at first there will be a line where there will be a person who will be asking if you have a home quarantine approval or not. If you have the home quarantine approval, then he will let you go in to meet the doctor. They are like, some people, they say they are doctor. You just need to talk to them. It's not like they're going to test or something. Yeah. So they will let you in if you have the home quarantine, approval. If you don't have, then they will ask you to get the hotel booking done.
Okay.
Which is just on the right hand side. So
okay, at the real time they can do it. If they don't have the home quarantine approval, then they will be directed to the hotel quarantine process and they have to follow. Okay, so once you have home quarantine approval, you got at the airport. So how about the MySejahtera? Did you get your MySejahtera updated like person under surveillance when you were entering?
Yeah.
Okay.
The moment you are at the airport, your MySejahtera app will change completely. It will show you like the person under home surveillance, like that. And also, there's one more thing I would suggest you. Like for example, even if you have applied for home quarantine, but it's still not approved, you can tell that person that you applied for home quarantine, but it got disapproved, and this is the particular reason. So he will let you in. He will let you ask to talk to the doctor, and if they allow, then you can get the home quarantine there as well. But you must apply first.
Okay. Okay, I think that's maybe a very valuable information for those people. For any reason, maybe they miss out on any information, or for any other reason, they do not get the approval for the home quarantine. So they still have a silver lining in the cloud, so that they can simply go at the airport. They can speak with the officials and the team of the doctor or the medical professionals who are there, and they can get the request done. They can request them that we are looking for home quarantine, and that's subject to approval. If they are given approval, they can still go for the home quarantine. Right, they did not have when they took off from India or any other country. Okay, that's I think the amazing and the valuable information, because there can be some consideration, so they can still have a hope that they can save their money. They do not have to spend a lot of money at the hotel quarantine, because that becomes worry for everyone that there's a huge amount of money involved, and definitely they want to follow all the precautions. They want to be safe and want to keep other people safe, but at the end, everybody looks at that. If they can do at the home, they can save money. That would be really valuable for everyone. So that's the amazing information. And so you are done. Then you got the person under surveillance at the MySejahtera. That was updated. After that, you had home quarantine approval. You went towards that. So after home quarantine approval, you had documents. So when you go for any of the officials, so what next do they do? Do they get your COVID test done, or do they ask your documents? What do they do now?
Yeah, they ask for your documents. So you just simply need to show them the home approval letter, and yeah, then they will give you a badge. You just need to wear the badge, and after that, there will be a next line where will be the RT-PCR test. So you will get your test done over there at the airport. They will charge you 250 ringgit for that.
250 ringgits for this RT-PCR test we have to pay at the airport. So how can we pay? Can we pay by cash or credit card? Both. We can choose any way to pay. Okay. Right. So if anyone has credit card, debit card, or cash, they can choose any mode of payment to pay for the RT-PCR test. Okay. Great. So once you are done with the RT-PCR test, you got the badge, and when do you get your band?
Then after that, the immigration thing will be there. Once you are done with the RT-PCR, then you will just make the payment, And after the payment, there will be immigration thing. Once you are done with the immigration, then the next line would be for the band thing. Like you need to wear a band, and they will give you a black box, which you need to keep in your room.
Okay. So definitely we can go to that as well. So can I know, because I know different scenarios, different number of passengers are landing, so that it can vary. But approximately how long did it take to you to get through from the immigration? Like 1 hour, 2 hour? How long was the immigration process?
It was just like 10 minutes only.
10 minutes only. That's amazing. And then you are moving towards this smart band, which you are getting on your wrist. And so that, what were you talking about the black box? Can you describe it? Like you are getting the band stick on your wrist, and after that you will get the black box. Is like certain kind of a like a tracing thing. They will trace you. How what is that?
So once you're in that line, once you're at the counter where they give you that particular band and the black box, so there will be two devices. One will which you need to wear in your like wrist. So this is the band which I have right now.
Band, okay,
so this
amazing.
You need to wear in your wrist, and they will give you the black box which you need to keep in your room.
Okay. What does that black box does? Did you read or did they tell you?
And yeah, it's like a signal booster, you can say. So which will help them to trace you easily, like that you are here.
So is that something related, like maybe if your body temperature goes up, if you are not well, they will get some, nothing like that. It's only about your band. It's connected. I think it's somewhere connected to your band so that they can get to know whether you are not moving around or something like that.
Yes, it will just help you. Like, for example, like you have the band with you, so you cannot go like 15 meter or 20 meter far from this particular box.
Okay. Okay. That's amazing. That's very creative, and definitely they have done that because of everyone's safety. So now you are done. You got this, and after that, how? What was there any next step, or then you were free to go home?
Then we are free to go home.
How did you come? Did you come by Grab or any other cab, or were asking you for any specific transport? How did you come?
I was like booking Grab, but that time I actually came in the night around like 3 or 4, you can say. So that time the Grab was not available. AirAsia application,
like whatever the different options of that. Okay.
So Grab taxis were not available, but there are some taxis which are like they are standing over there. So you can just ask them and they will drop you, but they will charge you more, like, definitely.
Okay, yeah, definitely that varies. So it means you're trying to say you can choose your own transport, that which one you want to go for, maybe a Grab or any other cab service, whichever you can find there, and you can come to your place. Okay.
Yes.
So that is done. And once you boarded your cab, you come to your place, and after that, was there something you were following every day? Because when I came, I was submitting the feedback every day on the MySejahtera that I'm feeling well or I'm not feeling well, or am I having any issue in the cuff, etc., and so on. So are you also following something on MySejahtera like this?
Yes, I'm doing that. So every day, like in MySejahtera app, there's a things to do. So you just simply fill up the details, like if you are feeling, like if you have a fever or if you have any emotional,
any of these symptoms.
Yeah, any kind of symptom. So it's good, like if you fill that, it's actually good. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's how they can track and they can help you also. If you have any of the issue, then they can definitely do the right action towards that. And after, so when were you asked to take another COVID test?
It was after on the 5th day, actually.
On the 5th day.
First, yeah. So your day first start from the day you come to Malaysia.
You landed, yes.
Yeah, and on the 5th day you need to go for the RT-PCR test.
On the 5th day, where did you go? Or did you get a call, or you went to any of the medical center? How did you do that?
You can go to any clinic to do the RT-PCR test.
Wherever you can get the RT-PCR done. Okay, that's amazing. That's very convenient, because if they would ask you to come at one place, definitely it's going to be very crowded. So it's always good. You can go to any place wherever you can get your RT-PCR done. Okay, done. Then you got your 5th day RT-PCR done. So then on the 7th day, you will go to get the band removed, right?
Not 7th, 8th
day. 8th day. Okay. Yeah. So suppose I think you are on the second last day, right? Tomorrow is your last day. So did you get So are you getting any intimation, or do you have to go to a specific place? Do you have any information? Where would you go?
Okay, so at the airport where they give you the band, so they have a pamphlet where they have mentioned everything that what you need to do. So they will ask you if you want to take a picture of that, you can take it. So let me tell you what you need to do after that. You just simply go to on the fifth day when you go for RT-PCR test, you need to call that particular department as well. They will provide you a number on that pamphlet. It's mentioned that please call us before you go for RT-PCR test. So that at least they will be aware that okay, you are going out.
Okay.
But in case,
sorry, please go on.
Yeah, in case if the number is not being connected, you can still go. Don't worry. You can still go. Like if you get a call, just let them know that today is the fifth day and I came for the RT-PCR test. Done. Because I also called them, but nobody picked the call. So I just went by myself and then got the RT-PCR test done. But I didn't receive any call.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally understood. And first of all, they shared the information with you at the airport only so that you can reach them and you can go to the address. Because we understand everywhere humans are working, and it happens when there are a lot of people, there's a huge call flow or huge inquiries. Sometimes they are not able to answer to you. It happens to everyone. So totally understood. But you still had a backup that you could go to an address to get the things done. That's amazing. That's how the protocol works. If you don't have the first point of contact, you go for second point of contact. That's why we always have that. So that's amazing. So now you already have a plan for on the last day of your quarantine. You will just go and get the band removed. We will try to capture those 5 minutes information to you as well. How was your experience? Maybe after you are done with your quarantine and your band removed, and we will try to contact you if you have enough time to give us like 5 to 7 minutes. We'll try to capture that experience as well. And it was very valuable information which you shared with us. I think it will help a lot many people. And everyone, I would share required links in the description, which will give you the information about the how to apply for the home quarantine. I will share the link about my previous videos, which talks about it. And if you need any more information, I am connected to Nick through one of my friend, and I think Nick is very helpful and he's very proactive to help other people. So whatever the information I can gather from him, I'll try to gather, and I'll share that with you. Please just put that in the comments. What information are you looking for? I understand at this time everybody wants to travel. Some people wants to come back to their work. Some people want to reunite with their family, and we understand and respect everyone's emotions. And Nick, that was really amazing that you gave us this time. We understand when you're in quarantine, you really don't want to do anything else. Maybe just wants to go out. That's how it happens, because you are spending 7 days. I spent 14 days. I can understand this pain twice. But yeah, but that's how we are improving. We have come 7 days, and soon we will expect that everything will be back to normal, and we will have like no quarantine and leisure travel and all those things. But that was really amazing to interact with you. And everyone, if you have anything, please just mention that in the comments, and you can follow me. And if Nick would be comfortable, I'll try to share his Insta or any of the contact details. Otherwise, I'll mention I'm available on Insta at Travel Munshi. You can ping me on there, and you can also put the comments in the description so that I can also come back to you with the all answers, whatever the possible queries can be answered to you. That was really amazing interacting with Nick. And guys, videos like this about the information on travel, or maybe something more about Malaysia, and if I travel to India, that as well. So I'll share with you. Just please subscribe to the channel, share this video with the people who are really in the need of this information, because I can understand this, that whenever you want to travel, you want all this information, and if you miss out, that definitely becomes like you want something that should be there. So guys, thank you so much, and keep watching and keep traveling. Thank you.